Hi everyone, Chris from Stone Age Gamer here. HD cables for retro consoles are all the rage these days. You want to take your old retro consoles that you loved when you were a kid, you want to play them on your HD TV and make them look all fancy like. It's understandable. But some consoles are more popular than others. You've got a lot of options for stuff like the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo. But other more, let's say less appreciated consoles like, say, the Atari Jaguar don't have quite as many options for connecting them to your television. So, if you're the kind of person who likes HD cables and just so happens to have some sitting around for your Genesis or your Super Nintendo, and you'd like to use them on your Atari Jaguar, well, we've got the thing! Say hello to the Jag2GEN and Jag2SNES adapters. Let's take a look. Alright, let's talk about the Atari Jaguar. Everybody's favorite retro console. Seriously, this thing has picked up some major steam in the retro collecting market, and finding a console itself can be pretty difficult. And sometimes when you do, you don't get one that comes with wires. Now I got this a very long time ago, but I got it secondhand, and my unit came with this bad boy. The Atari Jaguar Automatic TV Game Switch. It's an RF switch. Plugs into your cable. And, well, it's not a very good look. It wasn't a great look back in the day, and it certainly doesn't stack up to today's standards. So what you want is some sort of AV situation, right? And the system was more than capable of that. It has these ports right here in the back. There's your AV jack right there. I don't know if it actually came. This is the only Jaguar I've ever actually held, right? This is my Jaguar, and I've never really messed with anybody else's because I don't think I've ever known anybody else who had one. So I don't know if this actually came with some sort of dust cover or if this was ripped off at some point, but a little funky looking. Either way, that's your AV port right there. So if you're on this channel, chances are you're at least somewhat familiar with these guys. These are Genesis and Super Nintendo AV wires. There's tons of these out there in the world. And then we have, of course, the purpose of this video, the Jag2GEN and the Jag2SNES. So let's take a look at SNES first, right? Here's Jag2SNES. It does exactly what you think it does. It's got this fancy little 3D printed shell. It's quite nice looking. The little logo is, I don't know, built in. What's the printed in there, I guess is the right word. So here's your Super Nintendo port. Ta-da. And then you just take this, plug it right into the back of your system, like so, and you are good to go. That's the same. That's it. That's what it does. Right? Just what's written on the tin. And in case you're wondering, here's a closer look at the Genesis one. Works the exact same way. Got the Jag2GEN, same kind of 3D printed shell. It's really nice looking, nice and sturdy. You just put your thingamahoo right in there, plug it right into the port in the back, and there you go. That's the basics. Yeah, not really a whole lot more to say about them. They're pretty solid, they're pretty straightforward, so let's take a look at them in action. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the Jag2GEN in motion, in action, that's the word. So here is our trusty Atari Jaguar. We're going to test this out with a Raiden, or Raiden, I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it, but we have here a regular Sega Genesis Model 2 AV cable plugged right into the front of my TV here. We're going to take our Jag2GEN, we're going to plug this sucker in there nice and firm, then we're going to take our console, and just like we did a moment ago, we're going to plug it right on the back, and as long as the game's working, because, you know, if you have a lot of experience with the Jaguar, sometimes these games don't read right away, but let's take a peek. Let's make sure it's working. All right, no red screen. And rotating Jaguar cube. Well, here we are. There it is, running on a Sega Genesis AV cable, or Atari Jaguar in all of its glorious glory. There's the Atari logo. And wait for it, we're going to get a second Atari logo, because they really want you to know this game was made by Atari. Thanks, Atari. Good job. So let's go take a look at the Super Nintendo one, huh? Okay, let's check out the Jag2SNES now, and this time we're going to do something a little bit different. As you can see, it's a little change of scenery. We're in front of an HD TV right here, and this is no ordinary Super Nintendo AV cable. This is one of our level hike HDMI cables for Super Nintendo, and yes, this works with that. So we're going to plug this right in here. We're going to plug this into the back of our system. And then we are going to play some Tempest 2000 in glorious HD. Look at that. Look at that. That's my Atari Jaguar running on my HD TV. And there's Tempest 2000. Isn't that glorious? I mean, it's Tempest 2000. I think the word is excellent that we're looking for. The Jag2GEN and Jag2SNES are available now at StoneAgeGamer.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw here today, please follow, like, comment, subscribe, all of those things that you can do with social media accounts. We all greatly appreciate it. And let us know what your favorite Atari Jaguar games are. What do you want to use your fancy new adapters to play on your HD TVs? Are you going to fire up some Ultra Vortec? Are you going to play Doom with no music? Or are you going to be a true person of taste and play Flip Out? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. On behalf of all of us at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.